Hi, everybody. This is Nate, and I am so happy, delighted, excited to have Linda with me. Welcome.
Hi, Nathe. How you doing, my friend?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
But you
Yourself
have
too?
rain too, and we have rain out here. It's going to be lighter today, so I told my son last night I'll get to the grocery store because I wasn't going anywhere in that rain.
We've had, and I actually thank a lot of viewers and subscribers who asked me if I was okay because, yes, there have been like terrible weather. I mean, like we had 10, 15 people die, from storms. We had still 10,000 people with no electricity, which has been going on for at least a week. We had a presidential election with some parts that were delayed because people couldn't vote. It's been really crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but all in all, the weather in Portugal is like how? Is it nice?
Usually it's really nice, but lately, in the past few years, in the winter, it's been really heavy on the rain side, and then
Yeah.
drier and sunnier in the
The
summer.
summer.
So it's more
Yeah.
extreme weather, like kind of all around the world, more extreme. And we were kind of talking about this, but the Earth tries to balance itself. So the more
Yeah.
extreme it is on one side, the more extreme it's a pendulum aspect.
Yeah. It's like I always tell people Mother Nature's not mad. She's just readjusting.
Mhm. And
So
realize,
listen, I got your magazine, by the way.
oh, you did. Oh, I'm
It
so
was
excited.
fantastic. It was
I have
fantastic.
it
There it
here.
is.
If people are interested, there's a digital version or a paper version, and there's just a lot. There are communication with pets, there are runes, there's astrology. I mean, there's just a lot of
I love the rune part because I used to read runes way back when, and my dear friend, my left ear,
yep,
Freeman, Carrie Freeman,
man.
she sent me some runes. So
Oh,
she sent me some runes. So I'm going
oh,
to practice again and see if because they was pretty
yeah.
good.
They are my experience with one, and I'm not super familiar, but they're pretty much on point. And you don't need a lot of them, like one, three maximum, and you kind of get the energy with it. It's interesting.
It's very interesting, and it's
It's
a
very,
very ancient, very ancient.
oh, yeah, very ancient. So, yes, there's an article about runes, how to use rune. There's a long section about communication with pets, especially if the pet's on the other side.
Oh, I know.
Um, so
You know
that's,
that new medium that Joy Harjo introduced me to. By the way, Joy is not doing the readings. It's her. Her name is what is her name? Is it Nikki?
mm,
Anyway, but I put her post in my community section. By the way, her site went down because
yeah.
there was too many people booking on it. You went through that.
I know exactly what it
Yeah.
feels like
So,
a year ago.
but she reads pets. She saw my Moochie right away.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And I'm learning more about, communication with pets and the fact that pets also can decide to reincarnate and come
Yes,
into this
I've heard
world.
that. Yep.
Yes, isn't that amazing that they can? And as also the owner of the pet, we can actually communicate with them and tell them, yes, if you want to come back, I'll welcome you
Yes.
in a different
Yes.
form, but I'll welcome you. Yes.
Wow, that's great.
I know, I know. That makes us feel good because those poor things, that's what I feel so sad with pets. They don't live very long compared to us.
I know. And we
It's
love
very
them as
unfair.
much. It's like losing a
Yeah,
child.
I know, I know, I know.
My
It's so
babies love me too much. In fact, they stare at me all the time. I just look at them and very tenderly say, "Would you quit looking at me? Quit
yeah.
staring at me."
Well, I mean, kind of switching a little bit to politics, but isn't that interesting that the current occupant of the White House is one that doesn't have pets at the White
Well, they
House?
say watch out for people who don't like animals.
And how many of them before had pets and he couldn't care less?
And also be careful of the ones who likes children too much.
Wow, we saw
Hey,
that.
did this eclipse, have you felt anything with this eclipse? I haven't felt a thing.
Personally, I have not felt anything, but a lot of clients did.
Oh, pray tell if you could just give us an example.
Well, like it really forced them to be confronted to things that they've been delaying to deal with for a
Oh,
long
are you
time.
kidding?
So certain things came to the forefront. Some of them, yes, they got really surprised by some decisions or announcements last minute. So the ones that got affected by it, they got it in a big, big way. But yes, I was telling myself nothing. Personally,
Yeah,
nothing.
but see, like I think Andre and Ness say, it can last for a
Yeah.
while. It doesn't have to happen right here.
No, and it also depends on your chart. So you might, like me, have a chart that's not that big of a deal. But for some people, it's been
It's going to hit pretty.
really
Well, they say
shocking.
Trump's getting hit hard,
Yeah.
but
Well, we'll have to see what happens. I've done a reading on him recently, and it really showed, like, hospital bed and problem with his
wow.
heart. And I mean, it was in ways that mobility issues, all the usual stuff that we see with him, but I think it's getting stronger and stronger.
Yesterday morning at 5 a.m., I was sound asleep. I woke up like 3 or 4 and went back to sleep, but the house was shaking, just slightly rumbling, and a loud noise like it sounded like a jetliner was right over the top of my house. It was so loud. And as I'm waking up, I'm thinking, well, I'll be doggone, first day of the eclipse, we're going to have an earthquake. And I don't know why I'm not afraid of earthquakes, but I'm just not. But the sound was so loud.
Oh, yes.
And I sat up, and then it was gone. The rumbling was gone. And then my light through my window, it flashed. So that was lightning. But my poor dogs were shaking to their core.
Oh,
They were so upset. Then we had a couple more rumbles, but not like that. But it was so funny. I woke up first thing and said, "Oh, so this is the eclipse."
well, yeah, and they hate thunder. Like, it's almost like fireworks.
Or
They
fireworks. Yeah.
they hate that.
Poor Jack is
So,
the biggest baby, but he's too big for me to carry. Otherwise, I'd just hold him.
yeah. Well, I think, this whole week is kind of eclipse week. So we're not done with those energies. I think they're gonna keep
No.
going in
Well, there's
more.
another storm coming. Everybody's like happy we got a little break today, but there's more coming. Two more storms are coming.
And actually, with the theme of the eclipse, there's this whole discussion of what's hidden comes to the surface. And we've definitely seen that with Epstein files. And as you know, being in Europe, it's all over. I gotta tell you, it's taken so seriously. It's all over the
Oh,
news
that's
here,
wonderful.
whether you're in the UK or France or even Portugal, which is a small country. They're like, no, Epstein was, I mean, were just saying they found like a time where Epstein was there at a particular hotel, what he did.
In
There's
Portugal?
also, yes, and I gotta tell you something fascinating that actually a viewer sent me. There's been this whole story about a British girl called Maddie who disappeared
Yeah, I
in.
remember that years ago.
Oh wow! Well, guess what? They have found kind of matching schedules that Ghislaine Maxwell was in the area at the same time that she was.
Yes, they said just Lane was in the area at the same time.
And
Wow.
they were and what was fascinating to me was like, well, were they kidnapping the kids and then taking them to wherever? And the answer is no. They had jets coming with Epstein, with people into Portugal and into this thing. They were actually bringing people here.
It froze.
Oh,
There you go.
we're back. Yeah, they were bringing people here. So they were not taking the child over there. They were actually, so when we talk about Epstein Island, yes, they're the island, but there were also all the other places and I feel that with Maddie. I am very afraid that she was caught into the whole Epstein stuff with Maxwell. This is part of the same story.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
I mean, you look at the UK, it is, I mean, of course, Andrew, Prince Andrew, but even the king is being impacted now because people are saying, well, you were aware, what did you do?
Yeah,
The
and the
prime
United States
minister,
isn't the one. It is the other countries that are saying, including the UK, you better give us more information because now they're going a deep dive into Andrew. They're saying he did more than just what he did.
yes, there's more coming. And something that I read on is I feel like it's going to be a real problem for not just the British monarchy, but monarchy in general in Europe.
Yeah,
Sweden is involved. I mean, it's like all over the place.
I mean, his mother paid $21 million pounds or something to Andre to pay that girl off.
Yeah.
So she
Well,
knew something was up.
and then this whole aspect of Epstein had an apartment in Paris, and there was just a lot going on there. There's also a guy that he was using from a modeling agency to feed the girl. And this guy, I forgot the name, was also found suicidal in
Yeah,
his house.
suicide. Yeah.
It's
Yep, I
so
think so.
crazy.
Did you take a look what's going to happen to the monarchy because of this? Because now they're really looking at Charles because they might have known that he might have known his brother was giving state secrets to
Yeah,
Epstein so he could exchange for young girls.
I feel like problems will come to the monarchy, possibly all the way to Charles and possibly William.
Well, I definitely feel William would probably at least be a king. He might be the last king. But I feel Charles stepping down.
And I
Maybe too
feel,
much pressure. Maybe
yes,
too much pressure.
I
Because
my
he's
yes,
getting booed wherever he goes now.
I know. And I feel with Charles that they're gonna say for health issues, but it's basically because of those scandals.
Okay. There you
Yes,
go. That makes
yes,
total sense.
yes. I think this is what's coming. They say his health no longer allows him to be king. Move on because he was aware of so much uh that and and this is something that we discussed. It's Trump's trying to hide everything going on with those fights, but it's overseas. There's investigations by European countries taken to the up level. So
Oh, if it
the
was just the
total,
U.S., he wouldn't be worried because he's got
no,
Pam Bondi and those people. No,
I know.
higher ups are in it now.
Yes, I was really shocked. I wanted to ask you about that. So new names came out, and this is just the beginning. But were you surprised with Deepak Chopra?
No,
Ah,
let me tell you why. Because I do run with some of the people that know these people, including Wayne Dyer. They were all chasing skirts. Was I surprised if he goes for real young ones? I don't know if he was with children, but he definitely is sort of a
okay.
perv. Always has been.
Okay, not a surprise then, because yeah,
I mean, he writes. So did Wayne Dyer. He wrote a
yeah,
beautiful book that to me is as good as Eckhart Tolle about the
yeah,
Tao. And the way he presented it, I've got it on audio. I would listen to it. I thought he was so enlightened, but even enlightened people have their demons.
yeah, humans. But
Look at
I
me.
was,
I can't pass up a chocolate eclair to save my life. When you said, and Linda, something shocked me. Something shocked me to the core. I wanted to say, I took those pictures when I was young.
but did you see, you know, those files that were available for Congress to see in their full,
It's terrible what they saw.
well, when they saw, but can you believe, and this is just so crazy, those files were supposed to be no longer redacted, and they went in there and some were still redacted.
They were still redacted. And they still don't all have all the files, and they're saying, "Okay, we're done. That's enough."
And it's made so that it's so difficult to find the information. For example, you need to know the exact batch number in which you're looking. So basically, they make it so it's impossible to get all this
And they're
information.
keeping a monitor of who's looking for what
Thing I
for.
what?
Hey, listen, Iran is
Oh yeah,
saying that they're going to release all the files if Trump dares to. They have the files according to Iran, but they've been doing this for a couple of years. It's like, yeah, nah. Because if they really had them, I think they would have released them by now.
is sooner. And I know we talked about that, but I gotta tell you, I think Trump will do a strike. And yep, and I see it for
Well,
March.
Netanyahu is begging them to.
Yes. Well, he's the other person that can release files very easily. And I feel that Trump's going to go in there in March because, they're trying to negotiate right now. Nothing's going on. Nothing's. And the Iranians, they've been doing this game for so long. They delay, delay, delay.
Yeah,
And Trump finally admitted that the strike that happened in October didn't
yeah,
destroy the facility. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I think we're going to see, even this month, a lot more files that are going to be Epstein files that are going to be
it's
resurfacing. Even
terrible. Just terrible.
yes.
Um, Somebody's just calling me. I'm telling them I'm doing a show. So, there's some stuff that came out that I put on my community page that was so awful of what they did to a little girl.
Oh,
They just did, and they have photos of this too. So I don't understand it. I don't understand why be cruel to little girls. And remember all those little girls dancing, and Trump is over there
oh,
with his jerk off YMCA thing, and Epstein was there, and all bunch of white men, a whole bunch of white.
it's
All the
just,
little girls were little Ivanka lookalikes with the long blonde hair. Everybody's blonde.
it's very, very worth it. There was also that photo of there were two photos of the setup in the island that were very disturbing. The first one, there was some sort of dentist chair room.
I
It was
heard about that. Yeah.
it was just very with masks, male masks, all printed on the walls. That feels very bad. And then there was like a sea or an ocean trap directly from the house where you basically could take a body and dump it in the ocean just using the trap.
Oh my God.
And those photos actually have been published. Like this is real.
This is just terrible.
It's
Yeah,
it's
because some of them
beyond.
were into killing. Some of them were into
Well,
killing.
yes, and I'm hearing that as well. Working with people, I actually have um, clients that work, let's say, for United Nations or and it's like beyond what you can imagine what they're looking at.
Oh, just terrible. He's going to
It's
get taken down. I know this, you guys. Don't think he's going to get away with
no,
this.
it
But
is.
now that it's uncovered, what was it you and Andre and everybody says something is switching from Pisces to, is it Saturn, from Pisces to
I don't
something
remember,
to
but
Aries?
there's a
But
shift. Yes,
there's a release. There's
please.
like what represents in tarot for me would be the sun putting light on the situation.
Well, and with this eclipse makes complete sense. It's like going from the shadow to the full light. And he was so dumb. You might have seen that when he said, "Okay, well, I think we can close this
A little
whole
bit of
discussion.
freeze. There you go.
We can stop all this discussion on the on the files because they prove that I have nothing to do with it." And he said, "If they proved anything, it's I'm a victim."
Who
He
said
said,
this?
Trump
Oh,
said this.
he's so full of
If
it.
those files proved anything, is I'm a victim. Unbelievable. I mean, it's just like
This man lies while he's breathing.
and it's the classic tactic of using like the persecutor becomes the victim and trying to pretend to be a victim.
He's
He
also
knows.
stopped 8 wars. You know that, don't you?
It-
And all his rednecks were supposed to get checks. They were supposed to get checks
oh,
from Doge. They were supposed to get checks from the government. Everybody was getting a check. It never came. He was going to decrease prices. Never happened. But the
and
Dow's at 50,000. The Dow isn't even at 50,000 anymore.
the other thing that I saw today was Christy Noem's Department of Homeland Security spokesperson resigned or left, had to leave. I mean, that's a
Well, they
sign.
were blaming her for something that Nome should have got the
Yeah.
cut. They were blaming her. They were saying she was the one that was saying that the young woman who was killed was a, horrible person, and then the young man that was killed, who was the nurse, he was attacking, and that no, it wasn't this lady.
Yeah.
It was Christy Nome that was saying it.
Oh, she's in hot waters. They were after Minneapolis. She was in a 2 hour meeting with Trump, and that didn't go well. But she's still there. For how long, we don't know. She could, I think she's, after the midterms, she's likely going to be impeached if she lasts until then. Same thing with Pam
She
Bondi.
wouldn't let somebody in the room. Oh, she wouldn't let Steve Miller in the room when she
Yeah,
was meeting with Trump.
you're right. You're
Steve
absolutely
Miller
right.
doesn't like her, which is usually the kiss of death.
But Bondi is a different one where she knows too much. She knows so much about the backstory, Trump. So
Yeah, that's why he doesn't get rid of her.
she must know a lot.
Oh, she
She,
goes all the way back to Florida.
yes,
She was in all that. Jeffrey Epstein knows her a bunch too. She helped him
she's in
out
the
left and
middle of
right.
everything. I know. Um, the other thing that's happening is this is not as big as what happened in November, but there's still a partial shutdown right now with Homeland Security and TSA, and it's a small shutdown, but it's still a shutdown right now. I don't know how that, I cannot tell how that's going to get resolved because Democrats don't want to give extra money for ICE.
Yeah,
So,
they're not going to either. But they're managing. Oh, did you hear? I got to double check this though. I didn't do an actual search on it. But apparently, out of the ICE budget, which is huge, Trump has taken $100 million to give to Israel. So every year they get $100 million.
and that they can use the way they want.
On the news this morning, there's a small town in Texas, 70,000 people. They noticed they were giving $4 million to did I say Ukraine or what did I meant Israel.
Oh, Israel, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they give 100 million to Israel. So this small one in Texas was giving $4 million to Israel. So they said, no, 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 we need that money for our schools, for our hospitals. No, we're not going to do it. And who's the governor in Texas?
Is that Abbott?
Abbott, asswipe. He said, no, you can't do that. It's illegal for you to, it's anti Semitic for you to remove that money. So an actual city cannot determine where their money goes, which is totally against
My
the
God.
Constitution.
Yes. When I was like thinking of this show and I was like kind of tuning in and say, what's going on? The one that came to mind is Musk. Is a little quiet at the moment. Something's going on, I feel. You want to have a look?
Well, yeah, that France went into his place. They're going in
Yeah.
his businesses, and they're finding a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Musk is feeling it. You know, my question though, if you can tap into this,
Yes.
why did Trump do that? Uh, X, no, his social media. He said, you know, I told Elon that, you know, having electric vehicles is fine, but I don't think we should make it a law. I don't think people should be forced into owning electrical vehicles. Let them decide. He said, and you know, all these contracts he gets with
Yeah.
the government, he said, that's where he's making all his money. And he said, so what do you think would happen if we pulled these contracts? And then he said, would he move back to South Africa? Trump said this.
Which is what I felt like he would leave the country at some point. And just side note, is even though he said he's not, he is himself in the files, in the Epstein files.
Oh, yeah, I know. And he said Trump's in him. I can tell you Trump's in him. He forgot to mention he is too.
Himself.
And they saw his email to Epstein. Oh, when are we going to party?
Yeah, this was not for business.
No.
So why Trump did say that?
Let me look. Ooh, he's gone. Every time I throw on Elon, I always get the Ten of Swords.
Yes.
So this isn't necessarily something he expects. This is out of the blue, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
They might just turn around and say, you know what? I think so much will be found out about him that the United States has to hold their nose and say, sorry, Elon, we have to, you know, cut you out.
Yes. Well, the Two of Pentacles isn't that interesting. He's trying to keep him on his toes, but it's also having to deal with overseas and what's happening overseas. So I feel like he's just trying to control him this way and just reassert that, you know, he has power. It's actually even the same thing, which it took me a while to figure out with Jeff Bezos and the space contract and him having to produce the Melania movie. So why Bezos did the movie, technically he shouldn't be doing this movie. It's not a good
And
movie. It's
also,
not
Jeff Bezos is getting contracts from the government. He's making
that.
loads of money.
So he did the movie in exchange for the contracts.
Yep. Hey, listen, I got a little piece of good news too. If any of you guys
Oh,
haven't been watching the news, a Louisiana and a very red state, Louisiana, someone just won who's blue by 60%.
oh my God.
I love
It's
it.
like, and we had the Senate in Texas seat that was also a couple weeks ago that was way up.
Well, they had voting last night or the beginning voting last night. I'm sure it was the beginning because if if a bunch of blues won, they would have announced it on the news today, but they haven't announced yet. Um,
And remember when we were talking, there was a lot of worries about the gerrymandering and all of that, the whole, and now there's going to be so many blue seats that it's not going to matter.
they are trying to throw some stuff, like this woman, a black woman. I think she was in Kentucky, and she made a film. She went in and they said, "You're not on the rolls." They said, "Besides, you need a passport." So she had her passport. Well, no, now you need your driver's license. The driver's license was in the car. So while she went out the car, she made a video and she said, "I'm telling you right now, I'm not leaving here today till I vote."
And they will try to use ICE to scare people, but that's not going to stop people. That's not
No.
going to stop people.
You know,
And
ICE is going to not get paid. You think they're not getting paid now? It's going to get worse. I see a lot of them leaving because they're not making enough money to feed their families.
well, they're not going to get the money that they were promised.
No, never.
No one will. Remember that whole money that we were supposed to get from the tariffs? I know that's
Oh,
old.
yeah. He said that the tariff money, he said he was giving the red states a whole bunch of money for something else. I can't remember what it was. But he's always saying he's giving money, and it never happens.
No. And on those tariffs, have you noticed how delayed it is for the Supreme Court to
And
give?
they already have their decision. They're holding it up for him. Because I'm telling you, they already decided it's illegal. I know that
Yeah.
they decided that. But somehow or the other, him or someone else said, listen, can you guys hold off announcing this? Because we got to figure out a way to pay this money back. I'm telling you that they
Yeah.
already have the decision, but they're holding back like Aileen Cannon did. Like the Supreme Court did on Jack Smith when he was trying to
Yeah.
sue Trump and sat on it. They're all going to
Because
pay.
it's so suspicious. It's been going for so long. They can't possibly keep discuss it. It looks so suspicious.
Well, they're Trumpsters. They're in his pocket, but boy, oh boy, you wait. I always tell this story. I might have already told you, and forgive me if I'm repeating it. But I love the story about President Franklin D. Roosevelt. And he was trying to push through the New Deal, and he was trying to do things that a lot of us Americans never had to go through, like he was making the workforce, and he was doing stuff with the banks and restrictions on the banks, and he was doing all this good stuff, but the Supreme Court kept turning around and saying, no, you can't do that. They were all,
Yeah.
KKK type. Anyway, so he finally said, well, I really hate to do this, but it looks like I'm going to have to pack the Supreme Court. I'm going to have to add. He was
Yeah.
getting ready to do it. He was already talking to other people. Do you know after that they totally switched and started voting
Oh, I
yes?
didn't know this story. No, no, no.
And I often think of that because once Trump is really going downhill,
Yes.
and he's going to get impeached if he's alive and all this stuff, I see this Supreme Court trying to be nice. But
Oh, that
they're
doesn't
gonna have
surprise me.
trials. They're gonna impeach them. Yeah.
And I think, this whole eclipse energy, February energy, that could be the reveal for the tariffs, which is gonna
Yeah.
have to, it could be that's coming through and will shake that because that's gonna kill him. I mean, he's already like feeling so much pressure. Um, the other one that I saw today was Mitch McConnell. He was also looking for his words. Did you see that video? It was really bad.
What
Really.
what what about Mitch McConnell? What?
Like he couldn't speak, he had another
Oh,
episode
again? This is recent?
again. Yeah, I just saw one. I think it's very recent, and he could not find it. Like they had to exactly like the previous one. A woman came and said, "Well, that's okay. Well, and then please wait until, it was so bad. Why is he
Well,
still running? This
he's
makes no
not back.
sense.
Is he out of the hospital? I heard he
I
was,
thought
and
he
I
had a
heard he
focus.
wasn't.
Okay, I don't know. But I
But
mean,
his office. They say a lot of people in the Senate, they're like geriatric wards. They have nurses in there full time.
yeah.
It's a geriatric ward.
I mean, why is he running? This makes so
Well, he's
nonsense.
not the great and powerful anymore.
It's even surprising he got in last time. I mean,
Oh, he didn't. There was something
oh, I
because
know.
his numbers were in the
Terrible.
sucks.
I know.
They were so low. There was a bunch of them that had really low ratings, including Ted Cruz, and you wonder how the hell did he win? He does nothing for the people of Texas.
You know. The one thing that I feel good with is Georgia in general, after all those intimidation with Fulton County and the whole, when they came to get ballot boxes and Gabbard coming and this whole operation. I think this is going to motivate people to vote greatly.
Big time, big time, big time. And by the way, all those taking those votes isn't going to give them anything. There's no advantage they'll have from that.
They'll have to return them.
Yeah,
That's how I feel. Yes. Um, how do you feel about Melania?
nothing burger.
Meaning you haven't watched her movie?
would, even if it was free on TV, I wouldn't watch it. I can't
No,
stand to look at
no,
her.
no,
Can't stand looking at Trump either.
no, no, no. I would not watch this. But this is just so weird. I just feel like there's something coming up with her. I feel like it's her. The energy I feel about her is some news or information pulling away from him.
Well,
Yeah.
I see her exiting out of the United States for sure.
Okay.
I've often seen her leaving before him.
Do
But
you
the
feel?
other one, I got to tell you a quick flash, and you
Yeah.
guys just mark this down. It could happen or not happen. Down the road, when Barron is, because people thought he'll take his father's
Yeah.
place, he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I see him on trial for murder, some sort of assault or murder with a female when
wow.
he's in his 30s or 40s. I won't be alive
Yeah.
then.
Well, I, at the inauguration, I remember watching him and think, remember how he asked the crowd to clap for him? This was very toxic. There was
Yeah.
this moment, and I'm like,
And he said something to President Biden, and it was
yes,
horrible.
something was way off with him, way off.
He has issues.
Well, how can he not?
Yeah.
I mean, father, mother, I mean, he's
Yeah.
not capable. I mean, I feel like at some point they wanted him to kind of lead MAGA or but is
He couldn't even finish
no,
college because he's not smart enough.
no.
They can pay all the money they want, but he's not. And Trump
Uh,
wasn't smart enough either, but his dad paid a lot of money to
yes.
get him through.
And he had a form of luck. There's with Trump, there's definitely a luck element in his chart
I
because
think Ness was telling me, I think Andre said that too, that if he had gone the right way, he would have had the luckiest chart.
he I mean like he gets off so but this year I felt like this is just obviously astrologically speaking not the good year we heard that, but also like is struggling a lot. And I think it's more and more visible that it's not winning. It's just like things don't seem to work the way he wants. Look at Venezuela. It's it's nothing. It's like what all of these for what? Greenland, all of these for not it just looks like nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Greenland was never going to be his,
No.
period. Did you hear about Lindsey Graham pitching a fit, even threatening nukes in that meeting in Germany?
No.
Talking to Iran, I guess. And he called someone in the people that were sitting there, he called a woman little lady, and people really took offense to that. I said he must have been looking in the mirror because everybody calls him little lady out here too.
Yes.
But yeah, he really went berserk. He's been going berserk lately, acting out.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen him more, and I've seen videos of him in the Oval Office with a group of people and like starting to talk and go on for minutes on how Trump is great, Trump this, Trump that, out of the blue.
Well, they've got some stuff on him.
On him, well, we know that. I mean,
But it's not even about being gay. Nobody cares that he's
yeah.
gay. That was never a big deal, but it's something else. I've heard his thing involves young boys.
Well, there's a lot of chatter about minors.
Yeah, minors. Yeah, it's not the gay part because he could definitely come out and said, yes, I've been gay all my life
Yeah.
and I was afraid to say so. People would give him sympathy.
Yes, of course, but no. Um, Rubio also, it's interesting. It was so gross. He came to Europe for this Munich, Germany meeting. Probably the
That, by
same.
the way, Gavin Newsom came and made a great impression. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. And basically, the whole talk is we don't understand how Europe is not more MAGA. Europe should be all like MAGA. It's like so delusional. Yeah, I was like, wow, easy.
I never, you couldn't have paid me money to believe Rubio turned out like he did.
I know.
He's got
Do,
his eyes look weird.
I
It's
know.
like he's
Do you
possessed or
feel
something.
like do you feel like he believes? Because I mean, Trump said he would be a good president. He said, and that was actually Trump's, when Trump was asked, that was his first choice. He first said, oh, Rubio would be great. And then he said, oh, and JD would also be good, kind of a second thought. And so do you think Rubio feels like he really has a chance? I
Yes.
think he does.
And let me tell you, JD, he was so upset when they booed him at the Olympics.
Oh,
Viciously booed him.
do you also pick up? I know this is a weird one. Something off with Usha's child, their to be born child. You know that they have one. They announced that she's pregnant. I just feel something is off with that energy. I don't know what it is. I hope like this is not regarding the health of the child. I just feel like something
Who
is
is
off.
it again?
Vance and Usha Vance, you know, when they
Oh,
make
oh,
the
yes.
announcement that they're expecting. I don't know. I just felt something's off with the child. Hopefully not, but I don't know. I can't
I feel a
shake it.
lot of sadness with her and him, and it's not really a good marriage. She tries, but she's too smart. She doesn't need him. There might be something because I never saw a live birth, so
You know, I would say the child's soul, when they feel like they are not welcome, sometimes they decide not to come.
yeah.
Um,
You know, these people, most of them, they can't go to restaurants. They can't do anything. Remember how mad everybody was when Christine Nome went to a Mexican restaurant for her birthday and wore a sombrero? And people are like, wait a second, you're dripping Hispanic people, hardworking Hispanic people, treating them like convicts, and then you're going to a Mexico.
who you think cooks for you and does the dishes there?
Let me tell you what, she was lucky to get out of there with her life in her hand.
Unbelievable. Um, I had another one. It escaped me. Um, it's not
Now
coming
you know.
back.
We were talking about so many subjects. I can't
Um,
believe the time is flying
I
by.
know, I know. So how do you see, let's just close on February. Like, how do you see those 2 weeks, like as we close February? Like, what would
Let
you
me
say?
throw. Let me throw.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me about February.
The rest of February.
And then before you go, we'll make our appointment for March.
Yep.
Tell me about February. Tell me about the United States of America for the month of February till the end of February. News of a female. Good news about a female. Here's Trump. Ten of Swords.
Oh,
You don't think he'll have a brush with death or something before the end of the month?
well, that could be, a health issue, a health scare, a
Something
surgery.
unexpected before the
Oh,
end of the month. With the death card and the Ten of Swords, this is some medical issue.
this is interesting. Look at that. I got the King of Wands. I mean, that could be him or could be someone else, followed by the
The
Eight of
King of
Cups.
Wands are usually Trump for
Yeah.
me.
So you see with the Eight of Cups, having to leave, so I would say someone in power having to
having to step down or some
leave
terrible
or
news comes out, everybody's in shock. But looking in the hopes, dreams, and wishes, a lot of people will be happy about the news.
what can you tell me? And I have the star at the bottom of the deck.
Oh my gosh. Karmic, as prophesized.
Yes. Yes. Well, we have to see. I mean, it's still
We'll
like
have to
this
see.
eclipse energy, and yeah,
I definitely feel Barron Trump is going to be put in jail years down the road, though.
he seems to have anger management issues. That's what comes to me.
Okay. It's something to do with a woman. He might choke her or nearly choke her to death or something. Could be a girlfriend that maybe said, I don't want to be here. He seems like his father. He thinks everybody should kiss his rear.
Oh, yes. Seven of Cups illusions. I think
Illusions.
well, that's the mental
What
issues.
sign is he? Do you know?
No, I don't. Interesting question.
Hold on. Barron Trump's birthday. March 20th,
Is that Aries?
2006. Yeah, that's coming out of, it's on the border of Pisces, Aries. He might be, I'll have to ask uh, Ness and Andre, what does that mean?
They're saying Pisces.
Pisces? Okay, so I
Yeah,
think the 21st he's
but it's
probably
on
got
the
a lot of
top.
Aries in him, which is that
Yeah.
anger.
Anger management, violence comes through as well when I tune into his energy. Can't control his energy. Um,
Used to having his way.
well, yeah, no one ever said no to him. So
See,
if a woman says no,
Trump came against his dad, and I think his dad didn't have any problem smacking him upside the head.
yeah,
So Trump's dad feels like he was afraid of his dad, but that's the only person he was afraid
yeah.
of.
And it's kind of a weird relationship with his mom. I think Melania used to protect him, but I feel now more of a distance from her.
Really?
Yes, feel like she's
Well,
not.
he probably said some rude things to her. He's very
Yes,
mean to her. He
yes.
reminds me of that kid from The Omen, Damien or
Seven of
whatever.
Swords. Seven of Swords, like he's being very difficult.
And he could be a huge liar like his dad.
I'm even getting, when I get into the energy, issues with the other kids when it comes to money, the will.
Yeah, I think he's dismissive. I think he went up to President Biden and said something so cruel. Like, wait till we get in here, we're going to tear you up, or something. Because then you could see
Rude.
Melania say to him, be nice.
Yes. Yeah, it was
But the
bad.
look on Biden's face, I'd never seen
Oh,
that look.
I know.
He
It
was
was shock.
totally taken aback. It's
Totally.
a good
That
thing
was
if
the
I wasn't
inauguration.
Biden's wife, because I would have said, F you, punk ass bitch.
That was in that
Don't you
room.
talk to my husband like that. I would have took my high heels off and started breaking in his skull. But
That
that's
was in,
just me.
you remember when they were supposed to be outside, it was too cold. They put everyone into that room and it was messy in there. And that's when he talked to him. When I remember the room very well.
Yes.
Uh, do you remember? I have so many memories. Do you remember Carrie Underwood? I think was the one singing.
And the
Uh,
mic didn't work, and she was all
and
pissed
then I
off
think
about
it
it.
was just already giving, like the spirits, they play with you and they were giving them so many logistics problems. The microphone wouldn't work.
And then he said something. I can't remember what he said. Oh, first thing he was going to do is change the name from the that body of water to the Trump body of
Oh
water.
yeah,
What was that?
the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. And Hillary Clinton was laughing out loud.
Yes. Yeah.
Laughing out loud.
And Tana talking about Clinton, actually, it isn't that fascinating because of course he's in the files, but the way that he said, well, I'm happy to talk to Congress. I'm happy. I want these televised and I want everyone to be asked questions the same way.
And
I
then
will.
I'm going to tell people what I know.
It was
That's what he
so
said.
well said. I know.
Oh, listen, they got leakers everywhere. You can't keep nothing down. And it's so funny. They're all mad about leakers, but yet when they gave Ukraine and Paris gave the wrong information to the president, intel, but it was fake intel, and
Yeah,
immediately Russia knew about it.
of course.
So they knew they couldn't trust the United States. A lot of the foreign countries are cutting off the United States. They're not giving them, including the UK. They're not giving
Yeah.
them intel like they
No, they
used to give.
cannot trust. He actually either makes mistakes or sells it,
I know.
exchange it for something, basically.
I know.
And I feel like I've read and I feel like he wants to end the war, like he wants to end the war before the midterms, Ukraine, Russia.
They just
But
had a big meeting and they walked out. Russia won't help him out on that.
and he should know by now that he's always
I
played.
know. They're demanding land, and Ukraine's like, we're winning this war. Why would we give up anything? And they're
Mhm.
walking out, and I don't blame them. Russia, Russia is losing this war. I'm
Yeah,
going to
I
guarantee it.
know.
But
I
I
agree.
just am waiting for them to get Putin. Putin and Netanyahu should go close together.
Yes, and not that far from now, and the three of them, Trump, Netanyahu, and Putin, will go within months, years.
Yeah.
It's not going to be years and years. It's going to be boom, boom, boom.
And by the way, they're saying that Netanyahu has blood cancer. Apparently, it's not true. I wish it was.
Oh,
It's not true, you guys. I looked it up. I've searched it, and it's saying it's not true right now. So we'll see.
well, he might not have that, but I think he's about to lose his majority in his Congress, and because
Yes.
he has
When
like
is
a
that
two.
coming up? When is
I
that coming up, or do you know? Is it March?
I I think it's this year though, but I'm not sure. But I don't see him able to keep that coalition. No,
Yeah.
it's going to be a problem. Yeah, it is going to be a problem. The other thing that I'm getting as we kind of close is I see China closer and closer to Taiwan because of the current mess and all those
But I
issues.
don't see them taking over Taiwan.
No, but they will. I feel like they will either bring more military around it or put more pressure, or I think they want to bring themselves more into the area.
Because
And that,
my friend just wrote me. In fact, I need to write him back. He's telling me China's winning everything in the Olympics.
oh yeah. And they're, funny enough, their economic record on export has been through the roof. Even
Yeah.
which is kind of ironic because even though the US put tariffs, they still sold so
Yeah,
much.
and Canada has come up to an agreement. They're coming up to agreements. Listen, they're looking at the steady force. They're even talking about, killing anybody for child molestations, just murdering them. If you build a building and you did it half-ass and it collapses, you get executed.
Yeah. Yes.
But, and I know they can be really, I don't know what it's like to live in China, but I will tell you, if they go to try to take over Taiwan with all these other nations working with them, the other nations will pull away or threaten them and say, if you do
Yeah.
that, we're going to do this. Because I feel like they've built themselves up more as a democracy than anything,
Well, yeah.
better than the United States, because they don't have some half-assed moron running it. And I feel like they will, at least for now, come in as if, well, listen, we really want to work with you. What do you, because they're making all kinds of money now. How about if we pay for this or we do
Yes.
this? They might slowly, because they can be sneaky and they steal
Sneaky.
everything. They might slowly but surely infiltrate Taiwan, but I don't see a military, we're taking over.
taking over. No, I feel they're putting pressure because they feel like everything is just so crazy right now that it's just one more thing.
Yeah.
But they, yeah. Isn't that also interesting that we're not seeing those North Korean soldiers on the Ukraine war?
What happened to them? You don't hear anything about them. I know they killed a lot of them.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I feel that it's not been working out very well to
Well,
start with.
also, they were terrible soldiers. They were starving. They were in terrible health. And I think Putin just realized they're more of a
There's
hassle
no
than.
value. There's no value. They're not trained. I mean, those are people that are just kept into a vacuum. You cannot just put them into. And they were, I mean, from what I heard, even the ones that were captured, they were saying, "Oh, can we stay here, even in a Ukraine jail, because our life is better than in North Korea? Can we stay?"
Yes, exactly.
How sad is that? I mean,
I know. Well, thank you,
well,
Nate.
no, thank you for coming and sharing your thoughts and wisdom and hits. And it's been really nice having you on the channel. Everyone loves it. Like when I have personal reading says, "Oh, I really love when you're with Linda." So I say, "Well, yes, I do
Aw.
enjoy it too, but I get that
Aw.
all the
And you
time."
still have
So
reading openings, correct?
I do, mostly for March now, but it's just a couple weeks away. Yeah.
Okay. All right, honey.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you, Linda.
Bye,
Take
everyone.
care.